She did not lose attraction because you texted another girl behind her back secretly one night. She lost attraction the exact moment she realized your entire happiness depended emotionally upon her attention. And most men never notice that moment happening until women suddenly become colder, distant, and emotionally unavailable. You think attraction disappears during arguments, ghosting, or painful late-night relationship conversations with women nowadays. But attraction usually dies quietly during smaller moments men never psychologically pay attention toward emotionally anymore. Like replying instantly while anxiously staring at your phone every 3 exhausting minutes during conversations constantly. Or changing your personality slightly because you fear disagreement might emotionally push her away permanently someday. Even worse, some men become walking emotional employees, desperately working overtime for female approval daily online. And the terrifying part is women instinctively detect emotional weakness before men consciously understand themselves psychologically inside. That explains why certain men barely try, while others constantly chase attention without ever truly succeeding romantically. I used believing women wanted emotionally available men, constantly proving loyalty and romantic devotion every single day. So naturally, I tried becoming the perfect guy. Every struggling man online desperately copies eventually, nowadays, everywhere. I answered immediately, reassured constantly, over-explained harmless jokes, and practically lived waiting for female validation emotionally daily. Whenever she pulled away slightly, my brain immediately started searching for mistakes, solutions, and emotional reassurance everywhere. I genuinely believed effort created attraction, because society repeats that fantasy constantly toward lonely modern men online. But eventually I realized something brutally painful completely changed how I viewed female attraction forever afterward. Emotionally, women are not attracted to men desperately trying keeping attraction alive every single exhausting day emotionally anymore. They become attracted to men emotionally capable, surviving perfectly fine without female attention, controlling their internal emotional state. That difference sounds tiny until you actually experience how drastically relationship dynamics instantly change afterward emotionally everywhere. Because once women feel your emotional world revolves entirely around them, attraction quietly starts collapsing underneath everything. And most men accidentally communicate emotional dependence through behaviors appearing completely harmless on the surface externally anyway. Like checking whether she viewed your Instagram story before sleeping almost every emotionally exhausting night lately online. Or canceling important personal plans because she suddenly wants attention during random, lonely, emotional moments unexpectedly yesterday. Even constantly asking whether she feels okay emotionally secretly communicates insecurity underneath masculine behavior psychologically over time. Psychologists call this validation-seeking behavior, and women instinctively detect emotional dependence surprisingly fast inside relationships naturally. Because confidence never desperately monitors reactions, hoping somebody else confirms personal value emotionally every single day anymore. A secure man enjoys women deeply while still maintaining emotional control over his personal internal world consistently daily. But insecure men unknowingly place women above themselves emotionally before attraction even fully develops naturally inside relationships. And once that happens, relationship power slowly shifts completely without most men noticing psychologically until much later. That is exactly why so many nice guys keep losing despite doing literally everything society recommends emotionally nowadays. They believe endless effort automatically creates attraction because movies, social media, and dating culture constantly repeat that fantasy. So they overgive emotionally, overtext constantly, and slowly abandon personal boundaries, trying to maintain female interest emotionally longer. Meanwhile, women secretly lose attraction because overinvestment subconsciously communicates fear, scarcity, and emotional insecurity underneath everything internally. A woman jokingly says, "You probably flirt with every attractive girl nearby during conversations one random evening." The needy guy immediately panics emotionally and starts desperately defending his character for several awkward minutes afterward, publicly. But confident men usually laugh calmly because they never emotionally depend entirely upon female approval internally anymore nowadays. That emotional freedom creates mystery naturally because women psychologically expect most men constantly seeking validation instead nowadays online. And people always value emotionally scarce things far more than endlessly available, predictable attention during modern dating dynamics. That is why emotionally grounded men often appear magnetic without constantly performing desperate attraction tactics online everywhere nowadays. They are relaxed, playful, focused, and genuinely comfortable existing without female reassurance, controlling their emotional stability internally daily. Not because they learned manipulative pickup tricks from random masculine influencers selling fake confidence online constantly nowadays everywhere, but because their identity no longer depends entirely upon whether women text back quickly during conversations emotionally anymore. That is why emotionally strong men never panic whenever attraction temporarily fluctuates naturally inside modern relationships today anymore. They still enjoy weekends, pursue goals, train consistently, and maintain fulfilling lives outside female attention emotionally daily anyway. Ironically, that independence creates psychological tension women naturally become obsessed with over long emotional periods inside relationships. Because uncertainty activates attraction much stronger than predictable, emotionally available behavior, constantly seeking reassurance from women daily anymore. And here is where most men completely destroy themselves trying to become more attractive toward women emotionally nowadays online. After hearing advice like this, they suddenly start pretending emotionally detached, hoping attraction instantly increases dramatically afterward somehow. They intentionally delay messages, fake confidence awkwardly, and force cold behavior despite feeling emotionally desperate internally every day. But women are unbelievably good detecting emotional incongruence, hiding underneath masculine performance psychologically during interactions naturally anyway. Because fake confidence still carries nervous energy, hidden fear, and emotional scarcity beneath every calculated behavior subconsciously internally. You cannot secretly fear abandonment while pretending emotionally unavailable without women eventually sensing weakness psychologically underneath eventually anyway. That is why manipulative dating tactics usually fail long-term, despite temporary attraction spikes appearing online sometimes nowadays. Women are responding less toward actions themselves and more toward emotional energy underneath behaviors psychologically during interactions naturally. A calm man creates attraction naturally because his confidence feels emotionally authentic, grounded, and psychologically congruent internally afterward. Meanwhile, insecure men constantly monitor reactions because female approval secretly controls their emotional state every single exhausting day. And once you finally understand that painful truth, your entire dating reality starts permanently changing emotionally from within naturally. Because the real transformation never starts when women finally begin chasing your masculine attention emotionally every single day. It starts once you stop emotionally abandoning yourself just to keep women temporarily interested around you constantly anymore. The moment your happiness no longer depends entirely upon female validation, your energy completely changes naturally afterward, internally. You stop forcing conversations awkwardly, stop panicking during silence, and stop emotionally negotiating personal worth constantly anymore online. And strangely enough, that emotional freedom becomes the exact reason women suddenly feel stronger attraction toward you naturally, because for the first time, they sense losing you might actually become possible emotionally inside relationships someday afterward. And that feeling right there creates more attraction than desperate effort ever possibly could emotionally anymore today.